Other day we discussed that client-side JavaScript form validations. Yes, boss. Today I want to have improvisation. Number one, for reusability and hiding JavaScript code in the browser view source option, it's recommended to keep JavaScript code in a separate file and better to link with HTML file. And better to link with what? HTML file. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Number one, for reusability, so that we can use that file in multiple places. Number two, we can avoid a view source option, source code view visibility through view source code option. So when if we keep in a separate file, shall we do that work? Why it is slow, guys? Because multiple databases are on a. Come on, guys. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Come on. Yes. Yeah, let's see. Generally, JavaScript files will be kept in what? .js folder, guys. How we keep images in images folder. Similarly, .javascript files will be kept in what? Okay, JS folder. Yeah, here I'm taking JS folder, guys. JS folder. Mm. Go to form.html, boss. Go to form.html. Take the function, entire function tag, JavaScript related function tag, cut it, new other file, new other file. Tell me, validation.js, save finish. Validation.js, save finish. Yes, guys, I kept JavaScript code in a validation.js. Go to form.html, guys. Go to form.xml, guys. Script language JavaScript. src is equal to js slash validation.js. src is equal to validation.js. Got the point or not? Yes. Now tell me. Number two, in other HTML file I can use it. Number three, we can avoid from the view source option also. View source means not completely we cannot avoid, but we can avoid. Some extent we can avoid. Run on server, guys. Say next. Say finish. File extension only support .html. No, I have taken .js. No, any extension you can give. But it's recommended to take .ts. For HTML file, it's better to have dot extension HTML only. Okay, now you observe view source, no JavaScript. View source. No JavaScript, guys. No JavaScript. Did you notice this? Maybe if you click on hyperlink, you may get. But if end user is that much technical, you may get. But basically, we are able to avoid from the view source option. That's number one. And as usually, validations takes place. Check it out. Name is required. Age is required. Tell me. Oh, this. Right. We are getting a validation errors are not there. Run on server, say next, say finish. Maybe I have disabled dialog boxes. Yes, yes, yes. You're getting errors. Right now, JavaScript is enabled, that's why it's working. But one more thing, this is dialog boxes are option, out of fashion, guys. Getting beside the text boxes is fashion, right? Okay. Now listen. We have two properties, guys. Inner HTML, outer HTML, which can be called on any object. Inner HTML just replaces the body of the tag with a given new HTML content. Outer HTML replaces total tag and body. Tag and body. Total tag and body will be replaced. Both tag and body will be replaced, guys. Outer HTML replaces both tag and body, guys. Both tag and body. Comfortable, boss? Understanding my statement, guys? Come on. So now let's see. I will take an empty span tag, boss. Span style color colon red. Close span tag. Yes. Here is my ID also, boss. ID. To apply styles on one line of text to span tag. To apply styles on multiple lines of text to div tag. To apply styles on one line of text to span tag. To apply styles on multiple lines of text to div tag. Okay, guys. Pname error. Yeah, in this span tag, I want to use to display pname related validation error message. Pname related validation error message. Copy PA's error. Copy P address error. Okay, na? P address error. Let me take a new one. Advanced Java, Advanced Java 114 servlet, form validation 16th only. Right, boss. Now listen. Span tag is given. Span tag is given to apply styles on one line of text. To apply styles on one line of text. Whereas div tag is given to apply styles on multiple lines of text. Div tag is given to apply styles on multiple lines of text. I hope you are understanding my statement, guys. span tag on to apply styles on one line of text. Div tag is given to apply styles on multiple lines of text. Cool, guys. Are you comfortable, boss? This is to apply styles on one line of text. This is to apply styles on multiple lines of text. Fine, boss. Okay, now listen. Now go to JavaScript, boss. Now go to JavaScript. Removing alert boxes, guys. Document is predefined object, guys. Get element by ID. Okay, we can listen. We can identify the item based on name or ID, boss. Anything is okay. Document is built-in object. Get element by ID. Pname error. So indirectly, I got access to span tag whose ID is pname error. Inner HTML. That means I want to replace body of that span tag. I just want to replace body of the span tag. Okay, here I want to display a message. What is that? Person name is required. Person name is required. Person name is required. Understood, guys? Same thing here, guys. Dot inner HTML equal to here also same story. Equal to semicolon. Done. Same thing, guys. Age is required. PAs. PA's error. See, what is the next name I have taken? PA's error. Then P address error. PA's error, then P address error. Okay. Next. Document dot get element by ID. P address error. P address error. Tell me here. Person address must be a numeric value. Address must be numeric value. Oh, this is age only, na? Right. Person age must be numeric value. Say. Document dot get element by ID. Document dot get element by ID. Come on, guys. Tell me. PADDRS. Person address dot in person address. Oh, this is also age, guys. Come on. PA's error. Person age must be 1 through 125. Super, boss. Same thing here. Say paste. Person A. Oh, I have to remove these brackets, guys, when I realize better to act. Okay. Now tell me. Person address ADDRS error. Person address is required. Okay. Super, boss. Understood, guys? Okay. This is getting access to span tag. Inner HTML property will replace body of the current tag. Body of the current tag with the new content. Whereas outer HTML property will replace whole tag including body with new content. Whole tag including body with new content. Okay. obj.innerHTML property replaces OBJ dot inner HTML property replaces current object, current tag body with current tag body with given new content, given new content, given new content. So example I will give like this. Will be replaced by, will be replaced by, body will be replaced. Person name is required. Will be replaced by, body will be replaced by, required message will be replaced by, person name is required message. Okay. OBJ dot OBJ dot outer HTML. OBJ dot outer HTML property replaces the whole current tag, the whole current tag, the whole current tag with the whole current tag with new tag with the given content, with the given content. Super boss. What should I show here? Validation dot this, copy this, copied, paste. Here should I use outer HTML, outer HTML. Okay, let us assume I just kept person open, person closing. Okay, person open, person only null. Instead of taking as it is, I am just changing. Okay, guys. Now tell me here. The whole span tag, the whole span tag. Yeah, not compulsory outer HTML tag should be there because we are replacing tag. No, that's why. The whole span tag with the body will be replaced with will be replaced by bold person open, will be replaced by bold person open tagging closing boss, bold person open closing, bold person open closing. I hope you thoroughly enjoyed my point, guys. Come on. Thoroughly enjoyed my point, guys. OBJ dot outer HTML property replaces the whole current tag with new content. Done, boss. OBJ dot inner HTML, OBJ dot outer HTML. Everyone understood my point here, guys? Come on. All right. So now, shall we practically test it, guys? Test is very important, right? Run on server, say next, say finish. Now, person name is required, age is required, address is required. Kema, not Kema. Super. I typed name. One problem. Person name must have minimum 10 characters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is the problem. It is not replacing even though I typed content. Suppose address I typed, guys. Click on. It is not losing the message. One message is replacing with other one, but it is not losing the message. Very simple. Very simple. There is no mechanism to display message by replacing existing messages. So we should create a mechanism to display new messages by removing existing messages. So that's why whenever onSubmit event is called, anyhow this function execute. At the top of the function, you first empty the existing messages. First you empty the existing message. Already some messages are there, they will be emptied. Then fresh messages will be generated. At the beginning, you have to think about emptying the existing messages. Got it or not? Okay. Empty the existing form validation error messages. Empty the existing form validation error messages. Document dot get element by ID. Document dot get element by ID. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Come on. Document dot get element by ID. Pname error inner HTML empty string. Inner HTML empty string. Document dot get element by ID. PA's error inner HTML empty string. Document dot get element by ID. P address error inner HTML empty string. Inner HTML empty string. I hope you got a clarity, guys. Come on. Right. Yeah, semicolon you may place, not a problem. Semicolon is not so strict, guys. Fine, if you place also not an issue. Now you observe. Right click, run on server, say next, say finish. Typed, name is typed, Rakesh Chari. That's gone. That's gone. Did you notice that, guys? Not coming again also. Name is 30. That's gone. Address Hyderabad. That's gone and going to server. I hope you everyone enjoyed the importance of inner HTML and outer HTML, guys. Come on. Right. Document by element means get access to the tag based on the ID. Based on the ID, we'll get access to the elements. Okay. Super. Yeah, if you learn, everything is easy, boss. If you don't learn, everything is difficult. There is a order of learning. If you follow order, if you like teach one by one, incrementally, then you will get it. If you see all things together, you never get it. That's why I'm slowly launching one by one. Though it is new, I'm launching slowly. Yes, guys. It is recommended to place JavaScript code. It is recommended to place JavaScript code in separate file. So that It can be reused. It can be reused so that it can be reused in multiple .html files. So that it can be reused in multiple .html files. Okay. And we can also avoid of seeing JavaScript to source code in .html file. Okay. Avoid of seeing JavaScript source code in HTML web page using view source option. Using view source option. Right, boss. Right. Okay. Copy this, guys. Validation.js. What.js? Validation.js. Okay. Where, guys? JS slash JS folder slash JS folder of web content. JS folder of web content folder. Right. JS folder of web content folder. Yes, guys. Done. Form.html, guys. Form.html. As usually, here is my form.html. Regular form.html, guys. Okay. Now in form.html, what we have to highlight, guys, my dears? What is the one I should highlight? This one I should highlight. Right, boss? This is done, boss. With this, working with JavaScript is over. Now, I would like to write both client side and server side form validation. What's the problem of only JavaScript, guys? If JavaScript code is disabled through browser settings, control is not it is not performing any server side validation. Did you realize that? It is not doing any server side validation. Did you realize that, guys? Come on. Understanding my statement. Are you understanding my statement? Come on, guys. So, better to write both client side and server side form validations, boss. SRC, com.nt. Voter This is my voter servlet. I am also writing server side form validations now. I am also writing server side form validations. Okay, cool. Okay, now this age conversion is not required, boss. Acha, this is required. Stop the server, Control Z. Here required, here not required, because as part of form validations only we are doing that conversion. Yes, our code is back, boss. Our code is back. So I have now enabled server side form validations. Okay. Now you observe, right click, run on server, say next, say next, say next, say next. Client side validations are taking place. Super. I'm giving perfect data, Raja, some big number, 34, some Hyderabad. So client side validations are taking place, guys. Now I have given perfect data, control goes to server. Output is coming. What's the headache? Server side form validation logic also executing. What's happening? On the validated data that is happened at client side, again server side form validations are taking place. Again server side form validations are taking place. That means we are validating the form data that is already been validated. We are validating the form data that is already been validated. I hope you are understanding my point. We are validating the form data that is already been validated. What do you say, guys? Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Are you understanding my statement here, guys? Yes. But what's the good part of this? Good part is this. Suppose using Firefox, I disable JavaScript. The good part is this. Using Firefox, I disable JavaScript, guys. Tell me. JavaScript dot enabled false. JavaScript dot enabled false. Now you come here. No, those client side validations are not there. Server side validations are taking place. That's a good part. But when both client side and server side validations are there, executing same logic, validation logic at the client side and server side, definitely degrades the performance or not. Definitely degrades the performance or not. Come on, guys. Understood or not? I hope you understood the problem. Right now, JavaScript is disabled. Server side validations are taking place. I'm very happy. See this? Only server side happening. Now I brought JavaScript back, guys. JavaScript enabled. Okay, refresh. Now you observe. Now you observe. Client side JavaScript validations are happening. I have given perfect data. I am giving perfect data. Server side validations also taking place. Validating the form data that is already been validated client side is definitely meaningless or not. So this is also not going to work out. We should go for approach number 4. What is this? Approach number 4. Come on. What is approach number 4, guys? Write both client side and server side form validation. But enable server side form validations only when client side form validations are not done. But how to notice whether client side form validations are done or not done? How to get dynamically through browser or through JavaScript or through some other process, okay, whether client side JavaScript is executed or not. I'm giving 2 minutes time. Think and tell. I'm giving 2 minutes time. Everyone, please think and tell, guys. Is there any solution for this problem, guys? Anyone, please. Like yesterday's concept. Yesterday's concept is within the JavaScript now, boss. How to send? We have to send a flag indicating client-side validations are done or not done. We have to send a flag. But how to send a flag? I'm asking, sending a flag is a solution, but how to send that flag? That's the question I'm asking. Take one Boolean variable. If validation is done, client side true or false. How? How to set true or false? How to set true or false? How you know validations are done or not done? Take form tag and a additional variable. How, sir? Practicality should be there, na? There should be practicality. You have given suggestion. It's not like that, right? Now let me give the solution. Are you listening? Everyone listening? This is the final one. This is the final one. Everyone listening, boss? Take one hidden box in the form page. What box, guys? Take one hidden box in the form page. Invisible text box. With the value no. With the default value no. Come on. With the default value no. Okay. If JavaScript executed through JavaScript, change that hidden box value to yes. If JavaScript is not executed, what will be the value in the hidden box, guys? If JavaScript is not executed, what will be the hidden value? What will be the value in the hidden box, guys? No. What will be the value in the hidden box, guys? No. If JavaScript is executed, what will be the value, boss? Yes. Anyhow, hidden box value also will go along with the request because this is also invisible text box. As a request parameter value, hidden box value also will go. Server side will read hidden box value. If S comes, server side form validations are not required because client side validations are already done. No comes, no comes, what should I do? Server side form validations are required because client side form validations are not done. Okay, na? Right. Now listen. To enable server side validations, server side form validations, only when client side form validations are not done. Validations are not done. To enable server side form validations only when client side form validations are not done. I hope you are understanding my statement, guys. Come on. Only when client side form validations are not done. Only when client side form validations are not done. Is that clear, guys? We take the support of okay, hidden box and JavaScript. Okay, like this. Okay. Take a hidden box. With the default value false. Take the hidden box with the default value false. Take the hidden box with the default value false, guys. Super. Take the hidden box with the default value false. Otherwise, take no, because every time true false confused na no. Right. In JavaScript, in JavaScript code, change hidden box value to change the hidden box value to change the hidden box value to yes, indicating through JavaScript only how to change, indicating client side form validations are done, are done. Okay, next, read hidden box value in servlet component as request param value. If yes comes, okay, don't execute server side form validation logic. Okay, what here? If yes comes, if no comes, execute client side form. Okay, execute server side form validation logic. If no comes, tell me. If no comes, execute server side form validation logic. Server side form validation logic. Are you comfortable with me, guys? Are you understanding my statement, guys? If no comes, read hidden box value in servlet component as request param. Ayo. As request param value. Typing mistakes are happened. Request param value. I think you understood the thought now, guys. I think this thought is very simple thought, guys. Okay, now let me implement. Okay, I will take one hidden box. Wherever you want, you can take. But within the form, you have to take. Input is equal to, input type is equal to hidden. HIDDEN. Name is equal to V flag. If not interested, take some other name. I don't have any issue. Name is equal to V flag. Anyhow, it is not visible, guys. Name is equal to V flag. Now come to validation.js, guys. Come to validation.js. Okay. To give the feeling, to give the feeling, client side form validations are done, are going to happen. So before returning flag, change V flag value to. Achha, first of all, I have to read this one. Huh? Okay. Let, otherwise directly we can go for. Okay. Change V flag. V flag means hidden box. Change V flag value to yes, indicating, okay, indicating that the client side form validations are done. Client side form validations are done. FRM dot V flag is the variable nice dot FRM dot V flag dot value is equal to yes. This is the second step, guys. Yeah, if JavaScript is not executed, hidden box contains what value, guys? No value. Oh, let me keep the default value. No. Let me keep the default value. No, guys. Point 1, point 2, point 3. What is point 3, guys? Right. Now let's see here. Read Okay. String validation status. V status. Request dot get parameter of. Request dot get parameter of V flag. V flag dot trim. Request dot get parameter V flag dot trim. V flag dot trim. Okay, boss. Array, what you will get? Gives yes or no. Devash Pandey, in no script tag, we cannot write JavaScript code now, boss. In no script tag, can we write JavaScript code? No. Gives yes or no. Right. Now listen carefully, boss. Okay. Enables form validation logic only when V status is no. V status is no. That means only when client side form validations are not done. Only when client side form validations are not done. Only when client side form validations are not done. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Are you getting my point, guys? Come on. Are you understanding my statement here, guys? Come on. Are you with me? Yes, boss. Now listen carefully. If V status, that's a local variable, equals ignore case no. If no comes, right, this one is done. Then only execute server side form validation logics. Then only execute, guys, what guys? Server side form validation logic. Convinced, boss? Here also open floor bracket, then no problem. Okay, it is now worried about age variable. Age variable is there inside the try block, guy. Inside the if condition, we cannot use outside the if condition. Cut it. Try to declare somewhere here. Yes. Try to declare somewhere here, then tension is not there. But one issue is there here. What is the issue? Suppose S came. This entire portion is not executed. Directly goes to business logic. But if you go to business logic directly, AZ is having 0. Are you getting a converted age into age variable? TAs is reading text box value. Are you putting a TAs into age variable, guys? Are you putting TAs into age variable, guys? Really not. When yes is there. For no, somehow I am converting and putting. For yes, this entire code will not execute. That's why if it is that else part, then what should I do? Age is equal to integer dot parseInt of TAs. I hope you convinced with me. Earlier, every time code executed, no tension. This time, only for no, this code is executing. For yes, this code is not executing. Then conversion is my responsibility or not? Conversion is my responsibility or not, guide here? Come on. Definitely conversion is my responsibility. Let's see whether things are happening as we expect or not. Right click, Run on server, say next, say finish. Run on server, say next, say finish. Right now, JavaScript is on, guys. JavaScript validations are taking place. Karan, Hyderabad, okay. 34, okay. Address Hyderabad. Karan 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Leave it. Click on register. Click on register. Do post. Only do post is executed. Did you notice it? No server side form validation logic is executed. Did you observe that, guys? Why? Hidden box value changed no to yes because of JavaScript. If it is yes, server side form validation logic will be ignored. If it is yes, the server side form validation logic will be ignored. What do you say, guys? Yes, guys. Okay, now see the other angle. Go to about colon config, guys. Go to about colon config. JavaScript enabled. JavaScript enabled. Tell me. Hyderabad. Click on what button, guys? Click on what button? Register button. What button? Register. Now, this time what happened? Oh, client side validations are done. Fine. 1 minute. Enable JavaScript. Okay, I do mistake. I do mistakes. Person address is required. See, guys. See, guys. Do post. Previously, do post this. Now also do post form validation logic servers. Kema, not Kema. Now I again enable JavaScript, guys. Again enable JavaScript. Back, refresh. Okay, now you observe client side validations are happening. Hyderabad, perfect data. Now you observe only do post. Only do post. Server side form validations are not executed. My theory and practicals are matching or not matching, guys. So this is the perfect application with form validation. I hope you thoroughly understood this. Okay, but before giving the code, what I want to do is I want to take two scenarios to explain it. Scenario number one, perfect form data JavaScript code is disabled. Perfect form data JavaScript code is disabled. Tell me. Click on submit button. On script event is raised, not raised. Raised, not JavaScript is not there, na boss. So what happens? So what happens? Having form data directly request goes to servlet. Yes. Servlet is reading the data. What is that, guys? Here Karan 1, 2, 3, 4. Here 34. Here Hyderabad. Here no. Here no. When no is there, server side form validation logic executes. If any validation errors are there displayed, after that business logic executes. I hope you understood this angle. Okay, next. Perfect form data, client side JavaScript is enabled. Enabled. Fill the data. V flag is no only. Click on submit button. JavaScript is on. On means what? On submit event is raised. This function is called. In this function, come on, we are changing. Okay, we are emptying the error messages. Cool. We are changing. We are emptying the error messages. We are reading the form data. Current 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 34 Hyderabad. Flag is equal to true. Now tell me, guys. Name is empty? No. Name less than 10? No. Right. Age is empty? No. Age is not a number? No. Age is less than 0, greater than 125? No. Address is empty? No. Then what is this? Flag value has become what? Yes. Yeah, JavaScript executed now, fog value has become X. Validation flag value, hidden box value has become less. This returns true. True means what? The true comes here. The true comes here. Return true. Browser indicate no formulation error, everything is perfect. Control comes to servlet component. The control comes to servlet component. Cool guys. Then tell me here what is the story. Tell me here what is the story. The story is name Raja, age 34, address Hyderabad. V status is what? Yes. Is it yes, guys? No. Is it yes, guys? Is it no, na? No. So server side form validation will not execute. But age is converted in numeric value and business logic executes. I hope you understood this point, guys. Come on. I think this is the perfect code for form validations or not. So everything we done with what hidden box. If someone asks you where did you use collections in your project, you can take. I displayed all server side validation error message by putting them in array list. So many use cases, but this is use case. Where did you use hidden box in your project? Yes, while enabling server side validation only when client side validations are not done. I have definitely taken the support of this. I think you enjoyed this point, guys. Come on. Right. So, example application, guys. Let me give complete example application. Validation.js, Java resources, controller servlet. Fine. Validation.js. Here is my form.html, guys. Here is my form.html, guys. Right. This is my form.html. Cool, guys. Next, validation.js. Validation.js, same as above. Already I have given same thing, guys. Not same as above, sorry. I have to take extra flag is there, na boss. Flag is there. Yeah, no problem. We'll copy paste. Validation.js. Here is my web.xml, guys. Let me open web.xml also. Second servlet is not required, guys. Leave it. Main concentration is not on that. Okay. Yes, we are ready with web.xml also, boss. Next, mainly servlet component. Where is this? Voter servlet, guys. This is our servlet. Wait a minute. Yes, guys. So P. Vinay Kumar, if you go to jQuery, Angular JS, Bootstrap, there are ready-made libraries. Okay. When you join in UI technology, you will be studying all this stuff. Okay, boss. Shall we see the flow part, guys? Shall we understand the flow part? I pasted this much code by taking this much time to explain the flow, guys. To simply explain the flow, no other reason. To simply explain the flow. Okay. Yes. Okay. What is the request URL? The request URL is this one, boss. Request URL from the browser. Request URL from the browser. What is the request URL from the browser, guys? Copy this. This is the request URL. Nothing is there. This is A. This is A. I'm giving code-based flow, boss. Okay, then it goes to container server, search for is there any request path in the URL? Not there. Then it will prefer taking welcome file, right? It will pick up one welcome file, but first it takes form.html, whether that welcome file is there or not there. Yes, there. For searches in private area, not there. It searches in public area. Yes, there. If not there, then it will go to next welcome. Nice. End user fills up the form page, guys. That is D, filling the form page. Filling the form page. Next. That is E. Filling the form page. What is that? Submit value is equal to register. Submit value is equal to register. Come on, guys. Submit value is equal to register. On submit event, F. Validate function will execute. Because of this, it will go to validate function. G. Validate function will execute. Where is JavaScript code, guys? Yes, here is JavaScript code. H. Yes. Let us assume no form validation error. Return flag. I. That will again come to this return statement, guys. Return statement. H. IJ. Okay. Indicates there are no form validation errors. Indicates there are no form validation errors. So that's why it seriously think about sending request to action URL. K. K. Then it looks for servlet whose URL pattern is water servlet. Yes, found. What is that? KL. What is that, guys? KL. Okay. It locates and creates the object of servlet component. It locates and creates the object of servlet component. Understanding my statement? M. M. Post mode request. That's why it calls do post method directly. M. N. N. Right. M. N. Okay, guys. Now tell me, reading form data, reading form data, client-side validations are happened. I'm assuming client-side validations are happened. Okay, MN, wo, guys. If V state is equals, ignore case wo. Okay, this is not going to work out, guys. So that's why it comes to else block P. Then business logic executes Q. Q. Then response goes to browser. QR. QR. What is this? Response goes to browser. Response goes to browser. I hope you are understanding my statement. Yes, sir. I am giving only few validations, boss. My main concentration is showing the standards in the industry. You want more validations? Email ID validation, credit card number is that this. You have to sit and write. Anyhow, you have a separate course called UI technologies or as part of advanced Java only you are eligible to sit for HTML JavaScript classes. You know that? As part of advanced Java only you are eligible to sit for advanced Java classes. Come on, guys. Are you getting my point there, guys? Yeah, UI technology is a separate course where main concentration will be. No, actually, HTML, JavaScript, CSS classes part of advanced Java. Whenever that batch is started, by showing this ID card, you can sit there. By showing this ID card, you can sit there. That option I am giving to you people. That is there from the beginning. That's a new browser that is there from the beginning, guys. That browser is there from the beginning. ID card means you have to show your registration. You have to show your registration, nothing else. Okay, guys. Yeah, Devash Pandey, you can ask a doubt on your. I hope you understood this one, guys. Devash Pandey, I already discussed one thing. What is that? Already discussed. When you write wrong URLs, then welcome. Defaults are late. When you don't write request path, welcome file. I already cleared that. Spring batch in the March second week or third week, definitely it will be there. We are working on the slots. In March second week or third week, definitely batch will be there, no doubt in that. Devash Pandey, I already discussed one thing. What is that? Wrong URLs, defaults are late. No request path, welcome file. It will be both offline and online. That batch will be both offline and online. Okay. P. Vinay Kumar, for you course is completed. Tomorrow onwards, don't come. It will complete when topics are over. Right. Okay. Check your configuration. Basic theory is this. Swarup Sarkar, you can ask doubt from array list, no problem. You can clear your doubts from the array list. Let me commit this code to Git repository meanwhile. Devash Pandey, you configure welcome file and HTML file. We already discussed this. Already discussed and shown in the classroom. Commit. Yes. Form validations. Right, boss? Tomorrow when we meet, we will discuss third approach of HTML to servlet communication. Okay. Raja, syllabus decided. Okay, within 2 3 days, 2 3 days that will be posted. Don't worry. Right. March second week or third week batch will be there. Spring syllabus is already there. Spring Boot with microservice syllabus already there. But as an integrated course, I am going to design a new course, guys. Thank you, boss. Have a nice time.